Hey everybody, Brad Miller here, Pastor Brad Miller, or Dr. Brad Miller with the 40-Day Way live video August challenge. Every day during August, and for 40 days actually, from August 1 through September 9th, I'm putting together a vlog or a live video to present based on my 40-Day Way project that I'm working on with a couple of co-authors, Scott and Scott. And so today is August the 9th, so this is the 9th day I've been able to put together a consistent video piece. And so 9 days in a row, got a streak going. That's a good thing. So what does that mean? 31 more to go, month to go. So I'm kind of not quite a quarter of a way through the process here. One of the reasons I mention that is because I've been talking to my two co-authors in the project we're working on called The 40-Day Way, which is about finding the place where you're kind of stuck in life. Maybe you're stuck in your spiritual life. Maybe you're stuck in your relationships. Maybe you're stuck in your health. Maybe you're stuck in your finances. Maybe you're stuck in getting stuff done in your life or accomplishing big goals. Or setting and accomplishing goals. Maybe you find yourself stuck, and the 40-Day Way is about finding a process in order to move yourself, get yourself unstuck, and get yourself back on track and move towards what we like to call finding your promised life, which is a life of purpose and meaningfulness and direction and discernment about a greater good in your life, and it's accomplishing something great in your life. But you can't do that if you're stuck. And that's kind of the point here. Where I'm going with this is part of my conversations that I'm having and doing some writing and doing some processing here is a place that we often find ourselves that I like to call the Malaise of Mediocrity. That's where we get satisfied with mediocrity. And the malaise means we get stuck there. We get satisfied with making just a certain amount of money. We get satisfied with a certain level of health. We get satisfied with a certain aspect of our relationships. And we find ourselves sliding into ruts and situations where we are satisfied with mediocrity. We're satisfied and sometimes with misery. And I just don't believe that's what we're meant to be about. I don't believe that's what God wants us to be about, for one thing. And I believe we are created for some great purpose in life. And if we get stuck just focusing on a computer screen or a TV screen or just going through the motions, going through cruise control, so to speak, then we can be numb. I've been talking to my friend Scott Maderer about some of the financial pieces people could find themselves in. They, for instance, people get into debt and other things like that and get in trouble financially when they don't pay attention. And they allow, that $5 Starbucks run, multiplies over time, and all of a sudden you're in big debt. You find out you spent a lot more money, for instance, on eating out than you ever thought you ever did because you haven't paid attention. Same thing with my friend Scott Tester, who's working on the physical health side of things. Same thing with eating and with your diet and your exercise. You got to be consistent. You got to pay attention, listen to your body. It's so easy to overeat, so easy to eat bad, so easy to slide into bad habits by just not paying attention. And there you become satisfied in your mediocrity. One of the books that I've read several times over, and other books by author is Peters, who has the Good to Great book, about how good is the enemy of great. And I believe that has to go with this area of being satisfied with being mediocre in your life. And I just don't want to be that for myself, and I don't want that for you. And here's what we can do about it. Wake up. Pay attention. Be cognizant of your life. One of the things by doing this daily vlog, it helps me to do just that. To be cognizant that every day I need to come up with something and think through some things of what I'm processing. Not only write it down, but to put it out here in the public domain for us to deal with and to hopefully to be helpful to you. So my encouragement to you today is simply this. Pay attention. Don't let yourself slip into the malaise of mediocrity. We can do this in several ways. I would encourage you to have a moment first thing in the morning and in the evening when you connect up with whatever your big goal is. Maybe your big goal just for that day is to make a phone call to your mother or make a connection with someone else that you love in your life. Maybe that's your goal for the day. But to make that connection and to do some things and think about who you love in your life and who loves you. Think about the greater power that comes in your life, a power that's greater than yourself. Think about your disciplines that you need to do to accomplishment, and then take action on that. Do that first thing in the morning, and in the evening, kind of assess things and say, whom have I loved, and how have I affirmed the people that I love in my life? What disciplines have I achieved? What actions have I taken? Do a self-assessment. You can just do this in a few minutes. First thing in the morning, when you go to bed at night, I'm talking to 3 or 4 minutes. You can do that. That helps wake you up to things, and then journal it down, write it down, or make a video log, something like that. This gives you personal accountability. So that's just some tips that I can share with you what we're working on here on the 40-day way plan that hopefully can be helpful to you in your life. So that's what I got to share with you today, and we hope you join me again tomorrow on August the 10th as we continue our 40-day challenge here on the month of August and into September. I'm Dr. Brad Miller. Good to be with you, and continue to do all the good you can.